Today we're going to be talking about some of the must-have 5-star characters that everybody, even brokies like you and I, should have in Genshin Impact. No long intro necessary, so without further ado, let's get straight into the video. So in first place, we've got hands down one of the best characters in Genshin Impact, the Dendro Archon, Nita. I'm putting Nita in first place because she's literally everything you need. She can be a DPS, a sub-DPS, a support, a buffer, and most importantly, she can even collect items for you by just taking a picture. With Nahita's elemental skill, you apply Dendro to enemies. A lot of Dendro, like a lot. And as we all know, Dendro is just broken. So this enables you to run Bloom teams and Hyper Bloom teams, Mono Dendro teams. Yeah, I bet you never thought of running that. Only psychos like me would think of that. But that's just her skill. Now for her burst. It basically puts you in a cage and gives certain elements buffs. And not only does it give buffs, but it also boosts EM, which means more damage on your Ito. Nah, I'm kidding, Gia's still forgotten. Oh, bozo. But trust me, when you see how much damage your on-field Nahita can do, and how much your support Nahita can help you do, trust me, you will regret skipping her. Or you'll just want her even more. Now for the second character, Yellen. Yellen is just an amazing sub-DPS character that, well, surprise surprise, works very well with Nahita. Mainly because she's Hydro. And because of her burst. And also her skill, but her skill isn't as important as her burst. And because of this, I'm going to explain her skill first. Yes, I want to waste your time. Yellen's skill makes you run fast. It makes you fast and does Hydro damage. But I don't want you to overlook this damage because her skill's damage is actually crazy. You can literally hit almost 70k with even a trash build. And if you're lucky enough to get her C1, you can do her skill twice. And it also helps you move around in open world pretty fast. But let's get into her burst. When you cast Yellen's burst, she pulls out a dice that can stay on whatever character is on field, shooting out what I think looks like arrows, I guess, at enemies whenever the on-field character attacks. This is useful, 1, because it's a good way of applying a decent amount of Hydro, and 2, because Yellen doesn't have to be on-field to do so. And with a good build, she does so much off-field damage, it's not even funny. Now for the third must-have character in Genshin Impact, Kazua. Now Kazua and Yellen are actually in a tie, so just because I put Yellen number 2 doesn't mean you should skip Kazua when he's there and wait for Yellen, because this leaf blowing wind vacuum cleaner is just amazing. With his elemental skill, you suck up enemies that are a mid-distance away from you and group them all up next to you, allowing you to butcher them without having to waste your precious stamina running to them. I'm talking to you, Hutao mains. But if an enemy has an element on them, except Dendro, he infuses himself with that element and buffs the element big time, making him a great Hydro, Electro, Pyro, Cryo, Geo. Psych, you Geo lovers really thought he had a chance. Nah, he can't infuse himself with Geo. I should really stop hating on Geo. I bet you thought grouping and buffing was enough for him to be a must pull, but no. His biggest must pull factor is the fact that when you do his skill, you fly into the air and can get to high places. Now that's a factor I'm proud to say I love. Let's get into his burst. When you do his burst Kazua slash, it makes a field that becomes whatever element Kazua swirls and buffs that element even more, making Kazua a must pull animo support. For the fourth must-have character, it's gonna be the one and only Raiden Shogun. Some people will know that Raiden Shogun is my favorite character in Genshin Impact, so I'm going to try and put this in the most unbiased way possible. She's broken! First of all, with her elemental skill, she applies Electro, which is one of the best elements with Dendro teams, which is the current meta. Her elemental skill triggers an Electro attack that attacks an enemy after the on-field character attacks. So just her skill makes her broken, but her burst makes her godly. See what I did there? Godly? Cause she's a god. What her burst does is she pulls out a sword and transforms and starts bashing enemies. The first initial hit of her burst does a ton of damage, but her normal and charge attacks after make her do so much more damage. But it doesn't end there. While she's in her burst form, she batteries the entire team, making them get their burst super fast. So her entire kit makes her an off-field support, a main DPS, a team battery, and a consistent electro applier, which is everything you need. That was so not biased. If you've made it this far into the video, please don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and share this video, because that would really help me out a lot. Anyway, back to the video. Well, the last must-have character I have here is Kokomi. Koikami is a must-have Hydro character because she applies an absurd amount of Hydro with her elemental skill, making her amazing for freeze teams and Dendro-related teams. Her skill makes a jellyfish spawn, dealing almost 0 damage, but healing for a lot. It lasts for a decent amount of time, and this is the overall best part of her kits. But next we have her burst. Her burst makes her transform into a fish. Well, not literally, but you know what I mean. It makes her heal the entire team for every normal attack she does and can help reposition her jellyfish. Her burst isn't too useful because you will rarely be using it in rotations, but it's good to have, especially if you plan on main DPS Koikami. Anyway, that's it for my list. Let me know down in the comments below if it's relatable and what you agree with and what you don't agree with. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. Peace.